Imagine a place so cold metal snaps like glass. Boiling water turns to a cloud of instant snow before it hits the ground, and human breath freezes midair. This isn't an alien world, it's Siberia. But beneath the ice lies a secret that could change our entire planet. Welcome to the American Archive. The myth versus the reality. When we hear the word Siberia, most of us conjure images of a desolate, white wasteland, an endless expanse of Soviet gulags, political exiles, and biting winds. But the popular imagination has it entirely wrong. Siberia is not just a footnote on a map. It is a colossal region spanning over 5 million square miles. If you took the entire United States and added Europe, Siberia would still have room to spare. For centuries, empires fought over its borders, seeing it merely as an obstacle to conquer. Yet, behind the brutal climate lies one of the most culturally rich, resource-laden, and geographically diverse landscapes on Earth. It is a region of thriving modern cities, deep industrial hubs, and vast virgin wildernesses that have barely felt the footprint of modern civilization. While winter temperatures routinely plummet to 60 degrees Celsius, the brief subarctic summers can see temperatures soar up to 30 degrees Celsius. This dramatic seasonal swing creates an ecosystem of extremes, forcing every living thing from the flora to the fauna to adapt in extraordinary ways. To understand Siberia is to understand resilience at its absolute peak. The Taiga and Lake Baikal, nature's extremes. If Siberia has a beating heart, it is found within two monumental natural wonders, the Taiga and Lake Baikal. First, step into the Taiga. It is the world's largest continuous forest, stretching across the entire breadth of Russia. Often called the green lungs of the northern hemisphere, this endless ocean of larch, pine, and spruce trees absorbs staggering amounts of carbon dioxide, playing a critical regulatory role in the Earth's atmosphere. Within this sprawling green labyrinth roam apex predators like the Siberian tiger, the brown bear, and the elusive lynx. It is a harsh, silent wilderness where silence is broken only by the crack of freezing timber or the howl of a winter wind. And then, just south of this forest expanse, lies Lake Baikal. Known locally as the Sacred Sea, Baikal is the oldest and deepest freshwater lake on Earth, plunging more than 5,300 feet down. It contains roughly 20% of all the unfrozen surface freshwater on the planet. Its water is so clear, you can see dozens of meters deep through winter ice that grows thick, enough to drive a freight truck across. Baikal is a biological wonderland. Over 80% of its animal species are endemic, meaning they exist nowhere else on Earth. Among them is the Nerpa, the world's only exclusively freshwater seal, whose ancestors somehow made their way thousands of miles inland millions of years ago. Is a pristine archive of evolutionary history, completely untouched by the typical biological markers of modern freshwater degradation, at least for now. Guardians of the frost, indigenous survival. How do humans survive a place where nature actively tries to erase them? To find the answer, we must look to the indigenous peoples of Siberia, groups like the Nenets, the Evenks, and the Yakuts, who have called this frozen expanse home for millennia. These communities are masters of adaptation. For the Nenets of the Yamal Peninsula, survival means migrating over 1,000 miles a year alongside massive herds of reindeer. They endure windstorms that can tear tents to shreds and temperatures that freeze exposed skin in seconds, relying entirely on reindeer hide for clothing and shelter, and raw meat for essential vitamins that fresh produce cannot provide. Further east lies Oymyakon, universally recognized as the permanently inhabited coldest place on Earth. Here, temperatures have dropped to an astonishing 71.2 degrees Celsius. In Oymyakon, daily life requires a complete rewiring of normal human habits. Car engines are kept running 24 hours a day, because turning them off means the metal will freeze solid and shatter. Ink pens freeze instantly. Pencils must be used instead of ballpoints. And plumbing cannot run underground because the Earth is a solid block of stone-hard ice. Houses are built on stilts to prevent the heat from melting the ground below and destabilizing the structure. Yet life here persists with a quiet, stubborn dignity. The people of Oymyakon do not merely survive their environment. They respect it, treating the harsh frost not as an enemy, but as an ancient companion, the thawing giant, permafrost, and the future. For thousands of years, Siberia has operated as Earth's ultimate deep freezer, But today that freezer is beginning to fail. Beneath the Siberian soil lies the permafrost, a massive layer of earth, soil, and rock that has remained permanently frozen since the last ice age. Now, driven by rapid global climate change, Siberia is warming at a rate twice the global average. The permafrost is thawing, and the consequences are shaking the scientific community to its core. As the ground melts, entire landscapes are collapsing, creating massive craters and swallowing infrastructure like roads, pipelines, and buildings. Worse still, the thawing permafrost releases colossal quantities of ancient carbon dioxide and methane, greenhouse gases that have been locked away for millennia. This release threatens to trigger a catastrophic feedback loop, accelerating global warming even further. Yet, the thaw is also unearthing the ghosts of deep history. Across the Siberian tundra, melting ice is revealing prehistoric treasures. Perfectly preserved Ice Age woolly mammoths, cave lion cubs, and ancient horses, with fur, tissue, and blood still intact. It is a profound paradox. It is a harsh, forbidding wilderness that is simultaneously fragile and vital to the survival of our modern world. It challenges our understanding of human endurance, guards the deep history of our planet, and holds the literal thermostat of our global climate. Thank you for exploring history's deepest vaults with us here at the American Archive. If you enjoyed this journey into the extreme, hit subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and join us next time as we uncover more untold stories of our world.